The silent struggle, finding purpose in a noisy world. In the quiet corners of his mind, a boy lived with an invisible weight, an unanswered question that followed him every day. What am I meant to do with my life? He wasn't lost because he lacked talent. In fact, he improved at everything he tried: writing, drawing, coding, learning. But the more he explored, the more overwhelmed he became. Which path should he choose? What was his true purpose? Some days he dreamed of building a business. Other times he longed for the comfort of a stable job. His mind was a pendulum, swinging from one option to the next, never settling, always questioning. His mother watched with quiet hope, preparing him for school each morning, wishing he'd find clarity someday. He spoke to friends, mentors, anyone who might offer answers. But every voice gave him something different, and none of them brought peace. The boy tried to do everything. He juggled dreams, chased possibilities, and worked tirelessly. But at the end of the day, his hands felt empty. His effort was real, but the results? Always vague, always incomplete. As he grew older, the same dilemma returned, louder, sharper, more urgent. Science, arts, commerce, engineering. He wanted to be a scientist, a psychologist, a software engineer, an artist. He wanted to be rich. He wanted to be peaceful. He wanted to be someone. Meanwhile, his friends, some less talented, some less driven, seemed to find their paths and rise above. They looked happy. They looked certain. And he still didn't know. By the time he reached his 30s, society had already drawn its lines. "You're average," they said. Average at painting, average at writing, average at design and coding. But it wasn't about skill anymore. What crushed him was something deeper: the pain of not knowing what he truly wanted, and the louder pain of being measured by others' expectations instead of his own desires. One cold, lonely night, he came home like always. The silence of the room matched the silence inside him. He turned off the lights, closed the curtains, and sat on the floor. His eyes welled up, his heart heavy. He folded his hands and whispered through tears, "Ma, help me." There was no answer from the sky. No miracle, only silence. But this time, he listened. He saw his memories play before him, all the dreams, all the failures, all the chaos. He didn't resist. He didn't run. He watched. And then, he made a quiet promise to himself. Not about a 5-year plan, not about the right career, but about something much simpler. Let me just focus on today. From that day on, he started a new habit. Each morning, he opened a small notebook and wrote, "What do I want to do today? What did I manage to do? What did I learn from what I couldn't?" He returned to his job, but now with awareness. He wrote code during the day. He wrote stories on weekends. He sketched faces and dreams in quiet evenings. No one outside noticed a big change, but inside, something bloomed. He no longer needed a perfect plan. He no longer chased success defined by others. He was living each day with honesty and intent. And somewhere in those small, meaningful steps, he found his purpose. Not a title, not a label, but a way of living that made him feel whole,